Well, so what do you make of that? There's a lot going on here, or so it seems. But in reality, if you only look at part of it, it's the same thing as we've done before. So this is g of f of negative 1. So we got to start somewhere. We're going to start on the inside. And if you cover up the g for now, at least this just says find f of negative 1. As we did up here, that means we're going to refer to the first function. We're going to plug negative 1 in. You might say, well, what about the g? We'll get to that. But for now, that just means we're going to take the 4 times something plus 3. 4 times something plus 3. But that something now is defined as negative 1. So what's negative 1 times 4 is negative 4 plus 3. That's actually a negative 1. 3 minus 4, essentially. So we know the result of f of negative 1 is equal to negative 1. But then it's asking for g of whatever you get there. So if we can think of this as a whatever you get when you plug in negative 1, well, the result happens to be another negative 1. So that means once you've solved, this is two problems in one. It's saying find out what you get when you plug negative 1 into this, and when you find that, take the result and plug it into the other one. So I plugged in negative 1, I got a negative 1. I'm going to take the second negative 1 and plug it now into g. So I'm asking for g of negative 1. That could be confusing because you might just say, well, ignore the f and plug it in here. Well, it worked out that way, but it won't always, and most of the time it won't. G of negative 1 is 5 times negative 1. So the result is a negative 5. That's two problems in one. We plugged in a negative 1 into the first, and the result of that we plugged it into here, like we did with our function machines today. You drop it into one, and the result you drop it into the other. Let's look at how that is here. Okay, you plug in 2 into which one? I pause for your answer. Good. You plug it into g because it says plug 2 into g. When you do that, you get your 5 times 2 equals 10. Now this one's going to be easier to see. You get the 10 out of plugging it into here. Well, what are we going to do with the 10? According to this, we're going to plug it into f. Okay, so that just means we're going to take 4 times 10, which is the result of plugging this into here, and then we're going to add the 3, so that's 40 plus 3, or 43.